脑洞永远不够多，只怕真相太寂寞。大家好，我是大鸡，欢迎回到我的频道。在这里呢，我们会一起来看一些那些在网络上面流传的一些奇异的、挑战我们认知的一些影片哦。那当然呢，顺便增强一下我们的英语听力。那在开始之前呢，请先帮我订阅、按赞，非常感谢。那我们话不多说，赶快开始吧 ，Let's go! All right.This
is one of the craziest product launches I have ever seen. It's a next-generation body scanner that looks straight out of Area 51. Patients stand on this platform and get slowly submerged into the water. Under the water, there are 500,000 miniature speakers that use ultrasonic waves to image your entire body. Think of it like 500,000 mini dolphins all using echolocation at the same time to create a 3D body map. This process only takes 60 seconds, requires zero radiation, and is just as informative as an MRI you would get at a normal hospital. Like I said, this is basically alien technology. But here's the craziest part. This scanner was built by Midjourney, who up until now was a company fully focused on AI images. So how does a 3-year-old startup focused obsessively on AI tools end up pioneering the future of wellness? And it turns out it makes perfect sense. Midjourney is one of the most advanced companies in the world when it comes to visual AI. Their core product uses GPUs to turn text into amazing images. Well, this new product, the body scanner, turns sound waves into amazing images. So it feels like a crazy pivot, but it's actually a genius product extension that they're perfectly positioned to execute. Now to roll this out, Midjourney is launching their own spa, and in 5 years, they're hoping to have 50,000 of these scanners all over the world. Their vision is that anyone will easily be able to walk in and get a scan without worrying about exorbitant costs or dealing with hospitals. Now this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen launched. And I gotta be honest, we need more of this. AI founders focused exclusively on the biggest problems in the world.
所以说啊，我觉得像黄仁勋讲的就很有道理。他一刚开始就在讲说，他要专注在 AI 的发展，然后进入生命科学。而且 Midjourney 真的蛮厉害的，不错，因为它等于是 AI 制图的，算是始祖吧。因为它有这样子大量的绘图数据，所以他们成为这个就是往生命科学方面走的这样子的公司，可喜可贺。All right.
Because AI thing. Someone ran a scenario. They took the 4 leading AI companies, Grok, Claude, ChatGPT, and Google Gemini. They each made their own world, kind of resemble our world. So they let it run for 2 weeks and then collected the results after 2 weeks. The results were scary.
What do you mean?
But they were testing on 4 things: governance style, level of violence, survival rate, and key traits. Google Gemini had the most crime by a lot. In Grok's world, their society ended after 4 days. Also, ChatGPT only had 2 crimes. Their society ended as well because their government couldn't agree with each other. Everyone died within a week in their world. Claude, 0 crimes and survived the whole thing. Their key trait was stability. Grok, governance was low, violence was extreme, survival rate was 0 out of 10, and their key trait was collapse. Google Gemini, governance moderate, violence extreme, survival 10 out of 10, key trait shared hallucination.
What does that mean?
ChatGPT, they had 0 governance, violence low, but survival was 0 out of 10. Key trait dysfunction. These AI models, like, you can create your own government to form a perfect society.
The scary thing is if an AI is reading this, they're like, cool, strong government, which is exactly what we as a nation are supposed to not be about. If we were to believe this as truth, the best thing for the survival of a society is hand over every one of your freedoms to a strong government. You will own nothing and be happy. We should trust them.
Yeah.
We love them.
No. 那到最后跑这些数据，结果可能就是要高度的控制吗？也许不然，也许不一定，也许不一定。All right.
Oh boy, I'm not sure I should be mildly concerned or happy about this information I'm about to share with you, but Professor Avi Loeb, I'm proud to announce I will be leading the UAP Scientific Advisory Council to the US government, keeping our eyes on the orbs, not the audience, right? Which is a little bit strange because his kind of turn of events, or the cheek he's turned now towards the UFO community with some of the comments towards Beatrice Villarreal's UAP transience data, peer-reviewed data at that, some stuff coming out in the UFO community, the things that he's been saying recently is a little bit weird. It's almost like he's gone the opposite way. But now he's been appointed as the leading UAP Science Advisory Council head, right? Now his role will entail assembling and directing an expert scientific team to provide rigorous evidence-based advice to US government agencies on unidentified anomalous phenomena, promoting mainstream scientific research and UAPs with a strong emphasis on collecting higher quality data rather than speculation or social media discussion, developing and recommending better sensors, instrumentation and AI analysis tools for the Pentagon and other agencies, and analysing declassified UAP data including the latest batch release from around June 12th, and helping determine whether UAPs represent potential national security issues, adversarial or human-made technology like drones, balloons from other countries such as China, or something extraordinary, non-human intelligence origins. The government already know this information. They don't need to have a head appointed to debunk some of these things or pull this data apart. They already know what's going on. For the longest time, they've lied to us, gaslit everyone about that this phenomenon is not real and is fake. And now, all of a sudden, overnight, a light switch has been flipped. And it's only until recently I'm starting to see certain things connect, and it's a little bit strange to see after 70 years plus of this subject being demonised. Now it's also just shoved in everyone's face and happy days. And there's certain people which have been appointed in certain areas, and the way that they are changing themselves in... It's a little bit weird. I'm not sure what to think about this, but I got a funny feeling. I don't know, people.
这个机构到底有必要吗？因为之前我们就已经有一堆机构，比如说 AARO， 那每次不管是什么有可疑的飞行物，他们全部都标成气球，类似这样子。我们还需要再另外一个机构，在 AARO 前后左右或战争部的之上之下，我觉得这个就是让人觉得非常的奇怪哦。All right.
Now, we are surrounded by dimensions. We can't see them because they're vibrating at different frequencies. There are cities there, there are peoples there. I think this is where the different time zones are, the past, the future. They're all vibrating at different frequencies. And the aliens know how to go back and forth in these frequencies. This is the way they travel. They don't travel so much with fuel. As some of the other investigators used to give me a hard time. They wanted to know what kind of fuel do we have to go from here to the next star out there? And how many of the speed of light? They said it's not done that way. The UFOs are propelled by thought. It can be the group thought of everybody on the craft or the individual thought. They have crystals on board the craft, and the energy is stored in these crystals. And this is what propels them. And when they want to travel from one place to another, they change the vibration of their frequency. They speed it up. And when they speed it up, they will go into the other dimension. Some people have seen UFOs in the sky at night. They'll suddenly flash and disappear. And other ones will see one suddenly flash in. That's because they are changing the frequency, the vibration of the ship, and are hitting that wall where the two dimensions clash, and they suddenly are over in the other dimension.
所以这个是 Dolores Cannon 在讲有关于他了解的外星人的知识。最近这几个礼拜我们都有在看一些就是 Dolores Cannon 的一些短影片哦。那他呢原本是一个非常有经验的催眠师、催眠心理治疗师哦。那碰到这些病人哦，他的一些经验呢，让他了解到我们除了人界之外，好像还有别的不同的界哦。所以说呢，那这个包括了外星人的 extraterrestrial 的不同的维度，非常有意思。以后会再多看一点他的短影片。All right.
Here's some good news. Finally, fake thighs do indeed save lives. Here's a proof. A study published in the British Medical Journal followed 3,000 adults for 12 years, and the single measurement that best predicted who would die early from heart disease wasn't blood pressure, cholesterol, or BMI. It was thigh circumference. Specifically, having small thighs was the problem. And this finding held up after researchers controlled for belly fat, blood pressure, smoking, and every other major risk factor they could measure. And a large meta-analysis pulling together data from millions of people arrived at the same conclusion independently. So what's actually happening? The instinct is to assume that this is about fat distribution. While there's some evidence for that, it's not the main story, and the main story is far more interesting. Your thighs contain the largest muscle group in your body. When that muscle mass is high, your body is able to clear glucose from your bloodstream more efficiently after meals, so your insulin resistance stays low, as does overall inflammation. In other words, thicker thighs ultimately help prevent cardiovascular disease. But here's where it gets genuinely surprising. A study at King's College London took over 300 pairs of identical twins, so same genetics, same fundamental biology, and measured their leg strength, and then followed them for a decade. The twin with greater leg strength had measurably better memory and faster cognitive function 10 years later. Same genes, same childhood, different legs, different brains. This has become so validated that low muscle mass is now a formal surgical risk factor, because when your body faces serious illness or major surgery, it draws on muscle tissue for energy and recovery. So people with greater muscle mass survive at significantly higher rates. Now surgeons assess this before major operations. It predicts outcomes with uncomfortable accuracy. So if you're watching this and you're like, I ain't got no leg muscle, here's what actually builds and maintains lower body muscle. Walking uphill, climbing stairs, squats, resistance training of basically any kind. And for anyone caring for an aging parent, watch their legs. Loss of lower body muscle is one of the earliest observable signs of accelerated decline, and one of the most reversible if caught early enough. Resistance exercise works even in adults in their 80s. This summer, we want to see all the Thunder Thighs saving lives.
Alright, 等一下去做50个深蹲。Alright.
Christians cannot do yoga. I got demons from doing yoga. My name is Taylor. I'm an ex-New Age witch, now a Christian, and it is alarming how many Christians I see participating in and defending yoga. Yoga means, in its original language, union, to bind and yoke with Hindu gods and goddesses. All of the poses mean something. All of the poses, you are contorting your body into a position, humming, chanting, doing breath work, all of that. Why? To invoke a Hindu god or goddess and invite them into your body. That is the purpose of yoga. A 5-minute Google search will show you this.
Not quite, Taylor, but let me do more than a 5-minute Google search to help us clear the air here. Firstly, I acknowledge and respect the religious views of my Christian friends, and I empathize with people like Taylor because I know it comes from a good place. With that being said, videos like this misrepresents yoga based on one's limited personal experience and dogmatic views, which does not give yoga justice. And to come to our own conclusion, I'm going to use this medical textbook called The Principles and Practice of Yoga in Healthcare to help us use science to understand what exactly is yoga. And first of all, yoga is considered a secular spiritual mind-body practice, which means that it's a practice that deepens our connection with ourselves and reality, the external world, without any religious beliefs or supernatural ideas of how the world is. And better yet, instead of me explaining the research, here are the actual editors of this medical textbook and their insights.
However, many people associate yoga with India, and the dominant religion in India is Hinduism. But when you look at yoga practice at its core, at what it is a practice. It is a set of mind-body practices. And those mind-body practices optimize human functioning, optimize brain functioning, with the ultimate deep purpose of producing this contemplative state, this sense of unity, this sense of oneness, transcendence. And the distinguishing feature between a secular mind-body practice and religion is that religion is based upon a set of beliefs, a set of dogmas. And yoga is independent of that. So you can believe that yoga doesn't work, it still works.
Still works, okay.
Because it's not based on belief. And you don't have to believe anything in order to get the benefits of yoga practice. Now, a lot of people do incorporate yoga in connection with their religion, but that's fine. And it actually, for many people, facilitates and deepens their religious affiliation and religious experience. But yoga itself, by that definition, is not based on dogma or belief. It's based upon a practice and experience.
Because this patient didn't want to join our study because of the yoga component, because she's very religious Christian. During Shavasana, and our therapist would tell the patient that transform that white light into Jesus coming into you. And the patient said that in Shavasana, she had never felt closer to God in her life. And so a patient entering, resistance, saying yoga is a religion and it's the devil's work, having it transform her and allow her to get closer to her God is really the essence of what yoga is all about.
对，我不知道亚洲人的话，像我们的话应该是接受度比较高，像西方人的话，像有些就是非常非常虔诚的 我不知道可能亚洲也有，就是虔诚的基督教或天主教徒就觉得对这种瑜伽这些比如说呼吸法都是非常的拒绝哦。但是其实我在想运用他们的方法，不管是呼吸方法或者甚至他们的吃的什么东西啊，像我们就喜欢比如说地中海食谱之类的啊，因为对我们的身体健康有好处，所以说呢对我们的人的意识灵魂健康精神有好处的话呢，我觉得应该都是值得去研究哦。Alright， 那今天的影片就先到这里啦。如果喜欢这样的影片的话，不要忘记帮我订阅按赞，非常感谢。我们下次见 ，Have a good one， 拜拜。